you guys have heard me talk about psychologists in Seattle. This guy is a world-renowned psychologist, therapist. I believe he's written several books, and he's got a Peabody and as well as a Journal of Medicine Award and a Nobel Peace Prize, I think, as well.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big deal.
They won the Nobel Prize.
So he gave Colleen an apology analysis. He gave her a D+. Okay.
Oof.
Now, again, just as a reminder, I don't believe I ever watched. He shouted me out in the apology.
Really?
Hold on.
Well, you are the king.
This was in the first apology that she did, not in the most recent one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, once again, I just want to remind you, he gave me a A+ 10 out of 10 apology. And listen, I'm not using that to feed my ego or anything. I'm just saying that when it becomes to apologizing, I am the very best.
Yeah. You're also very humble.
And I've had probably the most
humblest.
practice.
The most.
Some say the humblest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would.
Coming from my fucking shtick, Dan?
That's not your shtick.
The fuck is that, dude?
That was my...
He's right, Dan. You're stepping on his toes.
Mm-hmm. Back off, dude.
Wait, why are you confused?
That was my shtick with you.
No.
That was your shtick?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Some say the most shticky.
The shtickiest. Oh, gosh. Someone's going to have to go
The
back
audience
and
always
see who
has
did
the
it first.
receipts, so let's just see.
Some say the most.
The most receipts.
Now you guys, whoever commits bigger to the bit gets it.
Some say the biggest.
Some say who commits the biggest. Anyway, here he is talking about my perfect apology in reference to her last one. Go ahead.
Donald Trump's apology was zero remorse and zero accountability. It's just like, well, that's just locker room talk, that kind of thing, just making excuses, justifying it. So it wasn't as bad as that. So, but let's look at D. A lot of them are D. A lot of the public apologies, I'm usually debating between D and F. I'm just realizing this now. Except for Ethan Klein, who I think I gave an A+ to because it hit all the points. I can't remember the whole thing, but okay. So D, the average public apology is slightly so that.
If you get an A+ apology, it's almost better. It says, like, I'm glad I said what I said. In the sense that I got an opportunity to show what a great guy I am.
Hell yeah.
Because like was about the chestnuts thing, the apology, and as terrible as the chestnuts thing was, and how regretful I was about it, in the end, it did kind of. I mean, I did get this A+ out of it, and so in a sense, do I regret it now? I do still regret it.
Yeah.
I do still regret it. But there's a silver lining. A really bright silver lining, so much so that it almost eclipses the darkness. Blinding silver lining. This is so bright. Warming.
Oh yeah, so this is the average, but minimally met some of the requirements. You could say yes. Lack of depth, yes. Lack of demonstrated remorse, okay, yes. All right, so according to my criteria, let's give her a D, maybe a D-, because...
Ooh.
So,
woof. That's brutal.
D's nuts.
So let's see what he says about our new one. And if you guys are interested, we can watch his analysis of mine. That'll be up to you guys, you know. Well, let's take a look.
Some say the lookiest.
Hey, deserving listeners, a lot of you have been asking me to react to Colleen Ballinger's new apology video. I'm curious what she has to say. If you remember, she
This is hot off the press. 5 hours ago?
Yep.
Colleen Ballinger's second apology analysis. Therapist reacts.
That's hot.
Don't sell yourself short, man. Say it like it is. Peabody, award-winning humanitarian.
Does he have a Peabody?
At least one.
Wasn't sure if some of it was true, but the Nobel Prize was just where you started to exaggerate.
That's obviously silly, but he does have a few Peabodys, I think.
They won the Nobel Prize.
Before we get into this, did you see the notification some people got for our episode today?
No.
I sent it in.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on, YouTube. Really?
Anal sex.
Colleen Ballinger apology anal. I mean, come on.
What the hell?
That's so funny.
Seriously, YouTube.
That's not what we meant.
That is not appropriate for any age.
Say the most not inappropriate.
Someone say right. Thank you.
And just for the record, I did steal it from Dan.
Did you know
Wait,
that?
you're reversing course now?
I never.
Oh, what?
Wait.
This?
So wait, you stole it from Dan?
Yeah, I mean, he stopped doing it, so I just kind of became a bookmark for it.
Whoa. So hold the phone.
I never
then.
doubted
I was questioning. You were gaslighting me, dude. I was questioning my sanity. I'm like, I thought I used to do that all the time.
He
So
did.
you're saying you just picked up the slack? 'Cause I've been
Essentially,
slacking.
yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I don't object to that. But don't try. Then what you call me out for?
I'm just trying to. I don't know.
Where's my apology?
I'm sorry.
Someone say the sorriest. So wait, can he pick up the slack, Dan, or can you guys share this?
I'm happy to share. He was the one that came for me.
I was just trying to get you.
I'm happy to share.
That's true,
I'm
Zach. You did. You said you stole my shtick.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to get you.
I forgive you. It's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
Someone say the sorriest.
Someone say the most sorry.
Go ahead. Seattle psychology and whatever.
Proceed.
Had a different apology video from a few months ago where she was playing the ukulele. It didn't go over very well with the public. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I've really missed this. I've missed talking to everyone every single day. Obviously, the last video that I posted on here is really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things, and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity and empathy, but instead I just let my ego take over, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
These apology videos are usually pretty brief, so often I have to almost read into the things that they're saying because they don't elaborate. Let's go phrase by phrase.
It's really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things, and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity.
Okay, so the first thing that I look for is she sincere? Is there sincerity? That's in the eye of the beholder. None of us can read her mind. Contrary to what body language experts will claim, there is no way to read people's minds or eye movements to detect whether or not someone is telling the truth. So I've been developing
like that he's
this
slamming that a little
checklist over time because I've watched a lot of public apology videos by this point. So the first thing is, what was the transgression exactly? I always, or frequently, I will go to Reddit and go to the subreddit that is called Out of the Loop. They say Colleen Ballinger is known for making goofy videos as Miranda sings.
We
That's
know.
the character, and her channel has
We know all
Right.
that.
and 1 point. Mac this chat
But
was extreming what's knife
Yeah, we know all that.
communicating in ways with minors that people should that kids that she liked the and from that I understand.
All right, here. I think we have timestamps.
yeah.
Let's see here.
Makes sense to me.
It's really embarrassing, to say the least. I was being accused of some pretty awful things, and I just was mad, and I should have handled that situation with maturity. And
Okay, so we hear her saying that she was accused of something. So she's not saying that she did something. And that
too,
sounds
brother.
like
Exactly my.
Where's my Peabody?
We're right. We're so keyed up. Exactly. I mean, I think he must have watched our analysis
Yeah.
and based it off
Yeah, you got
that.
filled in.
Mm-hmm.
she actually
Filled in, and in the case of Dream, filled up, princess.
Oh, stop.
Oh, no.
Stop.
Why?
Disgusting.
Fill me up, princess.
Stop.
Fill that
Oh,
prin-
horrific.
Fill that princess up
Fucking no.
right
dude.
now.
is not admitting that she did anything wrong. So far, all she is apologizing for really is the previous apology video, that it was embarrassing to her.
I should have handled that situation with maturity and empathy, but instead I just let my ego take over, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
Okay, so that's actually pretty good. She's acknowledging, I should have been more empathetic. Do you believe that she's being genuine? Hard to know.
The problem is here, psychology in Seattle. She's
Just
saying
call him,
she
just
should.
call him Fraser.
Fraser. What is actually his name? Dr. Kirk.
Dr. Fraser Crane
Dr. Kirk Honda.
or Dr. Miles.
I like Dr. Kirk. That's pretty fire.
That's got a nice ring to it.
Commander Kirk?
Yeah.
Can we call him Commander?
Well, he was a captain, and then he was an admiral.
Dr. Admiral Kirk.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait. Kirk was...
He was a captain. And then he got promoted to admiral later in the series.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry.
You're talking about Kirk? He was an admiral? When?
In the movies.
Oh.
Later, like after the original run of the series.
Well, you got to be a captain or a
But
commander.
he's known as being the first officer.
Captain.
No, he was the captain, bro. What are you doing?
But you got to be a commander before you're a
Kirk?
captain. So.
Kirk, yeah.
Isn't Spock first?
Picard is the captain. What are you saying?
These are different series. Kirk is from... You're
Different
confusing Kirk with Riker, aren't you? Commander
Yeah.
Riker.
Who's Kirk?
Dude,
The original
William
William
Shatner, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's
Dude,
the
I haven't
OG.
watched the
Even
show. I
I
know
know
who
that.
Kirk is.
Oh, that
my
dumbass?
Brother.
Wasn't
Oh,
Kirk's
this
dad
guy?
also
Okay,
in
never
He's
mind.
the OG, dude.
Bro, fucking Star Trek original series is goated, man.
Dude,
Zach
I'm
just
watching it
watched
right
the whole
now.
thing. Oh,
Yeah.
you're watching it now?
Yeah, I've been watching it for forever. It's
I'm
so sick.
converting
I love
everybody
it.
into Trekkies in this
Well,
office.
I've been a Trekkie.
Oh,
yeah,
you've been a
I
Trekkie?
watched it even in Sweden.
I
Yeah.
turned to the dark side, man. It's so good.
yeah.
Here he is making out with the alien. Oh, wait. No, that wasn't the bad one. Here, this is the one. He apparently fucks this thing.
No, he doesn't. Sure. Yeah, he fucks that.
He fucks it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Kirk fucks everything.
Spock just stands in
I
the
don't know why.
corner.
I had a brain.
See that right there?
malfunction.
Kissing Uhura? That was the first interracial kiss on television in America.
Seriously?
Dude, that show is so
Yeah,
progressive.
no, it was actually
It's
it was a very progressive show.
And what do you call this? Was this the first interspecies?
First interspecies kiss as well? Yes.
Damn.
Do you know what year that
Where
was?
no man has gone before.
What years? I don't know exactly. what years.
67, right?
Yeah, mid
68?
'60s.
Wow.
You know, a lot of people hate Shatner, though.
He has a legendarily large ego, but he does.
He's the man.
He has a lot of redeeming things about
He
him.
fucked an alien on television.
That's true.
Wait.
Oh, Lord. All right,
Oh, Jesus.
Captain, go ahead. Go ahead.
So here's what I want to say today. Over the last 15 years of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy. And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions.
Okay, so that's acknowledging it, depending on what she's referring to. But I think that's pretty solid acknowledgement that she's saying I was inappropriate with my fans.
The problem is she doesn't get more specific, and she leaves it very open-ended. Is she talking about her interaction with Adam? Is she talking about, you know, enabling her brother, who's an actual, like, pedophile predator, to prey? Is she talking about when she, you know, because she characterized the fart thing that she did to, what was her name? Becky, as just a fart joke. So is she talking about that? We don't know. What is she owning up to? We don't know. She's leaving it up to our imagination to figure out, without having to own to apologizing to anything, really. Come on.
I think she could really drive it home by identifying an example or by saying I was inappropriate with minors.
Over the last
Oh,
15 years
true.
of my career, there have been moments where I was immature and inappropriate.
Immature and inappropriate. Yeah, those are good descriptors. Again, I'd love it if she gave us an example. I'm guessing she won't.
Some of my comedy.
not.
And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions. And because of that behavior, people got hurt.
That's good. If you believe her, even halfway, then that meets the definition of an apology. You know, that she acknowledges the harm that she caused. She's not blaming it on anybody else, at least in this moment. And she's saying, I was inappropriate and immature with my fans. And she says, I didn't give enough thought to my interactions with fans. Yeah, it's certainly not as descriptive or as harsh as the way everyone else puts it, right? Yeah, she could say something like, I was inappropriate. For example, I sent a pair of I sent a pair of panties and a bra to a minor a fan who was a minor. Now, when you hear that, to me, it sounds worse than it actually was. It's still bad, but what actually happened, and I remember watching the video, she is doing a live stream, and
he got gaslit by her.
Yeah,
think?
he did.
Because I got by her too. When she explained it, I was like, oh, this whole thing is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But the context of it all, I think we need to rate his analysis.
You think?
I'm gonna have to come down harshly on psychology in Seattle.
We can't even curve the grade.
Bell curve him?
Damn.
I guess we could bell curve him, but there's not much of a bell. I mean, he's the first one. He's the first therapist on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got gaslit though. You got brother.
There's a lot of people watching and, chatting. And she was with one of her colleagues and she was unboxing new clothing items. And she would take out like, ooh, these pants are silly. They look funny. And then she would put them on her head or whatever. And that was part of the charm that people were looking for with her. And
something I've always found like weird about the panties situation is she always refers to them as like the ugliest like pair of underwear ever, but it's like lacy like lingerie.
Oh
Not
yeah, it
part
was
of
sexy. It
yeah.
wasn't like grandma shit.
No, it's like that's real like sexy lingerie, whether or not like you want to call it ugly. It's not outwardly ugly. It's more sexy than it is ugly.
Definitely. And I mean, this isn't a random kid. This was a kid that she knew intimately, had a close relationship with. I mean, what the fuck? I don't care how silly it is. You don't send lingerie to a child.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very much a child. I think he was like 12 at the time. 14?
Literally.
But again, when I heard her explain it, I was also like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get in touch with him. We need to get him the facts, the details. Let's see the analysis and comment. Yeah.
And within that pile of a lot of different garments, there were unused panties and a bra. On the live stream, she said, okay, who wants, because she was sending these items to her fans, and it seemed that to her fans, it was this wonderful offering because they would be able to have some connection with her, to be sent an actual item from one of the videos. They would frame it or something, which, I get it.
It wasn't from a video,
I have
though.
my parasocial relationships,
It wasn't like
too.
a prop.
And one of the fans
It wasn't like a historic prop. It was like
No,
discarded lingerie.
Yeah, they were just going through all of her Forever 21 purchases, and she didn't like them.
Brother. Oh, brother.
The bra and panties, and she joked around and said, okay, I'll send it to you. That's a lot different than the way it sounded at first to me. It's a lot different than she had her own used panties and bra, and she, as a way of soliciting sex or trying to suggest sex to a minor, she sent her own garments to a fan who was a child.
Well, that would just be like go to jail, right? I mean, that's just like,
yeah.
Let's just put you in prison now. Sure, it's not that bad, but as a pattern of behavior, really weird for someone with a child audience.
One of the very many data points that proved to.
Right.
Yeah.
Her whole life is like a, what do you call those? Night brights. You remember the night brights?
Oh, light brights, right?
Yeah, you connect the lights.
Yeah, my sister had one.
Wow.
That's her.
Yeah.
That's her.
Me and my sister had one, actually.
Her.
I haven't thought of that in forever.
Her career is a checkered, like a nightlight. Why did I think of that?
The most boomer reference ever.
I don't know why.
It's a lot different. It's still, as she says, inappropriate. I'm not a huge fan of the word inappropriate because it's not descriptive enough. People use it for all sorts of meanings. The phrase that I would say is that she was doing things that could easily harm children, even though the children wouldn't even necessarily know that they're being harmed or indicate that they're being harmed. This is something that we absolutely understand, that when victims are being harmed, particularly when it comes to sexual exploitation or coercion, the victims often don't know that they're being harmed. Sometimes they have a sense of it, but not always. For example, if you have parents who expose their children to pornography, the children might not feel the harm. They might not go, "Oh, that hurts," or "That was."
Is he saying not intentionally, right? Parents that expose their children to pornography?
I guess his point is probably intentionally or unintentionally.
Who the fuck exposed? Like, what the hell?
Show us.
Don't show us. No.
No, Howie.
Howie,
Stop it.
now's not the time, man. Don't say it.
Is a scary experience, or that damaged me. They probably won't, I mean, depending on the circumstances, know that it's happening. But you will see the harm later on in all likelihoods, particularly if it's a pattern and it involves other kinds of experiences, such that you will see the child start to exhibit all sorts of signs of the harm that had been happening to them. Things like being overly sexualized, or being afraid of sex, or believing that they don't deserve sexual boundaries. And, there's all sorts of other effects that point to...
Jesus, people are saying, my father showed me porn? What the...
That's weird.
fuck? People are saying, yeah, it happens. Jeez Louise, man. Some parents are too open about sex stuff. Well, that's a difference between showing them porn. I mean, I'm sure it does happen.
So that's the way I would describe it, is that it's not inappropriate. It's not necessarily grooming, because to me, in my clinical circle, we would use grooming in a different context. What I would say is that it's exposing children, minors, to sexual content that very much risks harming them. That's the way I would describe it.
Where I was immature and inappropriate with some of my comedy. And there were times when I did not put enough thought into some of my fan interactions. And because of that behavior, people got hurt. And I am so sorry.
She says the word, "I am so sorry." That is helpful in an apology, but I want to put the notion out there.
Oh, fuck. Why? This comment, the Zoe experience said, Gary Klein exposed me to Brazzers. Fuck. I am so sorry.
Smash.
Or no, it wasn't Brazzers. It was
Smash.
what was
Team
the one?
Skeet.
It was Team Skeet.
Yeah.
Team Skeet.
Yeah, it was James Skeet.
God. You almost got a sponsorship with them. Gary. My dad's out here getting more sponsors than I have. Fuck, dude.
That saying "I am sorry" or "I apologize" does not necessarily mean that someone is apologizing. People walk away only knowing that rule oftentimes, and so they will say that, "Well, I said I was sorry, so why are you still upset at me?" And that's all that they said. They said, "I am sorry, I apologize. Let's move on in life." And that's not what an apology is. An apology is, it has 11 components. I've already been over all those things in other episodes, but
I want to look at these. Apparently, I did every single one. 11 components of an effective apology. Acknowledges the transgression. I did this. Acknowledge the harm. I caused you this harm. Take responsibility. It's my fault that whatever happened. Sincerely express remorse. I feel bad about this thing that happened. Explain the cause without making excuses. I have the following issues. Provide a plan to address the cause. I will work on that by, if necessary, offer a remedy. I will make it up to you by 8. Request confirmation of accuracy. Did I miss anything? Request forgiveness. Do you I don't like asking for forgiveness, actually. I don't agree with that point. Why is that good? Because I don't want to put any obligation on the person who's been wrong to put them on the spot to forgive me. I mean, they decide that in their own time and pace.
I agree.
Yeah, what the hell, Kirk? No, I
Just
I don't know.
crash that
He
fucking-
probably has some reasoning that he will be able to explain.
The prime
But
directive.
I think you have a good point there.
Request forgiveness. Do you forgive me now? I don't think so. Follow through with remedy and plan. Find meaning. Find God. Okay.
But just to go over them again, you need to acknowledge the transgression.
I just
it's
read
my
those.
fault. Something like I feel
want to see what he
bad.
says about the ask for
Right, yeah.
Issues with this in the future. There are other components as well. When I say a component of an effective apology, well, what constitutes an effective apology? Well, the way I define it is that the transgressed upon individual will feel as though the transgressor is genuinely sorry. If I were to hurt my wife's feelings during a conflict or something, and then I apologize, if I apologize such that she actually feels like I'm genuinely remorseful and that I will be trying not to do that again in the future, and I have a plan, I have a logical or a sensible plan about how I can try to reduce that behavior in the future, then I would call that an effective apology. Whereas if I just say I'm sorry or I apologize and that's it, then that's not effective. Plus, you notice when I have the examples here, there's no word sorry or apologize. So with my wife, if I hurt her feelings, I could say, hey, I just want to say that last night when we had our conflict, I feel bad because I harmed you. I'm guessing I hurt your feelings when I was being mean to you, when I said this, this, and this. And I don't really have any excuse. I have a problem with doing that when I get upset. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I have a...
I think he needs to work on his apology.
I was gonna say this is like a C apology right
shit
now.
is not
I don't
up
know.
to
I
snuff
don't.
there. Take
I
it
don't
from
forgive
me.
you, Kirk.
Take it from me, an
I don't
A plus
forgive you.
apology, Kirk. You got to work on that, brother. You haven't been doing enough apologizing. I mean, he goes, sorry if I offended you or whatever. Come on, Kirk.
I was being mean to you when I said this, this, and this. And I don't really have any excuse. I have a problem with doing that when I get upset. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but...
Why do you got to hedge your bets in your theoretical apology? He's like...
I have a tendency to do that sometimes, and my plan is to continue talking about it in therapy and trying to remind myself to remain differentiated, maybe take a break, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you notice, at least I think,
Blah,
I never
blah,
said
blah.
I
I
apologize
give you
or
an
I'm
F.
sorry.
Blah blah
And
blah.
that's the
Did you just blah 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 your apology, dude?
Did you just seriously apologize to your wife like this? Anyway. Enough. Enough with you.
Just say sorry. I have histrionic personality disorder. You're good. You can get away with anything.
That is
It's true.
an
According to
iron.
Jimmy.
That is an iron argument.
trying to remind myself to remain differentiated, maybe take a break, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Obsessed.
That is horrible.
Blah, blah, blah.
He's like, okay, anyway, let's just fucking watch the show now, please. Wah, 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 wah. Talk to the hand. I know a good divorce. I know your brother-in-law's your brother's a divorce attorney, okay? If you got a problem, talk to him. Jesus, Kurt.
So you notice, at least I think, I never said I apologize or I'm sorry. And that's the thing I really want to get out there.
And because of that behavior, people got hurt. And I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt anybody, but it's clear that I did, and I feel so terrible about that. I also feel like there's...
So we believe her all. The thing he's missing, or I don't know if he addresses it, but the ukulele video is still up. Where she's calling all these people liars.
Yeah.
So how bad can she feel?
Yep.
And she hasn't actually apologized to any of them.
Never reached out.
No. So how bad does she actually feel? I think she's more apologetic towards her fans that she's been gone for so long.
You know, I have a problem with these crisis manager and these PR people. I have a feeling that a lot of these creators are consulting with attorneys, crisis managers, PR people, and they come out with these half-baked, half-assed.
Wait, you think Colleen was though?
I heard a pretty compelling argument that from a PR person on TikTok who analyzed it, that it could be like a legal. She's covering her ass legally by not being specific.
Talking to a lawyer, I could see more so. Just because the reason I was expressing skepticism is I feel like you need, if a PR person was involved in this, they need to try a different career, because this is awful. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying,
and I'm sure, and any PR person probably would have told her not to post the ukulele video too.
Well, yeah, they told they advised her strongly against it, but they never said she couldn't
singing,
sing.
Dan. Sing it.
Good point.
They never said don't sing it.
I never
Fuck
did.
these kids. I never did.
I always wish that the public figure would elaborate just a little bit. They almost never do. To me, it's like they, in their apology, provide topic sentences without writing the rest of the paragraph, because it's possible that there's a lot there. She says, seemingly in a genuine way, it could be an act, but it looked genuine, who knows, but she says, I never wanted to hurt other people. I did hurt people, but I never wanted to hurt other people. I'm going to assume that that's genuine. There's no reason to believe that she lacks empathy, even though the internet seems to think that half of the world lacks empathy. It's actually a fairly rare condition. You can have empathy that is.
What did I just hear?
What was
Beat
that?
my ex-wife, and I am also a pedophile.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
All right.
Dark.
Didn't ask.
He needs to.
And
He needs to rate Boogie's apology on all fours. That's what I want to see.
Oh,
that would be pretty entertaining. That would be good.
Is impaired or eclipsed by defenses or circumstance or culture or something, especially given how much time that she has had to think about it and the consequences that have happened to her. I mean, there was a good couple weeks where seemingly everyone in the English-speaking world hated her. That wouldn't feel very good, right? So,
more than a few weeks, my friend.
Oh yeah,
a lot more than a few weeks. Mm-hmm. I feel like I could get him to hate her. I just need a little more time with him.
Well, yeah, in a way, it's kind of scary because he's like your normal internet user, not really like that into it. Those people will not know how bad some of these people are, just on face value, which is kind of scary that they can get away with it.
Right.
Totally.
She probably genuinely feels sorry that she's just like, I never wanted to hurt anybody. But where's the rest of the paragraph? Unless she provides it, which I'm guessing she doesn't, I imagine the public just doesn't believe her.
I never did.
I've heard from professionals who work in PR tell me that your apology should be very brief. And many PR professionals will say, you should never apologize. And so I don't understand.
I'm with him. I was getting to is that I feel like the outcome is so much better when people make, authentic, detailed, impassioned, self-aware apologies. They fare so much better. It's better for everybody. I mean, obviously the difficult part is, I guess, one, admitting to yourself that you did something wrong, which I question if she's ever genuinely done that.
I do not think that she has.
I still genuinely think that she's just a victim of a toxic gossip train.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously an authentic apology is impossible when you're not coming to terms with that. But two, it's so much better for the person in terms of their growth and understanding of themselves. So much better for the people who are offended. So much better for the fans who are looking to reconcile their love for this creator versus the thing that they've messed up that's disappointed them. And so I feel that these PR people are just not getting it. I don't think that they're like up to date with the times here. I think like traditionally, if you look at someone like Kevin Spacey, let's just take for example, it's like, how do you deal with accusations of like essay or other shit you see in Hollywood? Nobody gives a fuck to watch Kevin Spacey sit down and do a long, detailed apology. I mean, that would be crazy too, I guess, for him, maybe in that sense, because his relationship with his audience is way less personal. And if he's out there being like, yeah, no, I was inappropriate with a child, I guess who could ever admit to that? That's kind of just GG forever. But if you're out there like admitting to that shit on camera, it would hurt his career a lot more than I feel like it would hurt someone like Colleen's.
Mm-hmm. Also, to a certain extent, she was publicly friends with minors. Like, she would comment on Twitter and stuff like that.
Right. Wait, there's another perfect 10? Aw.
Yeah.
Seriously, Boogie's got a perfect 10, A++++.
Good for my boy.
I never did.
I didn't think it was that good. It was pretty good. I forget what I was talking about. I was yapping about something.
About PR companies.
They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it. I agree.
It's a whole different approach as a quote influencer or creator than, Bill Cosby or fucking whatever dumb shit, Army Hammer eating a leg or something. I don't know. He never actually ate anybody. He said he wanted to, right?
Yeah.
That's a wild fetish. I want to eat you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Same lawyer as Colleen.
Right.
Andrew Bretler.
We love him. We love you. Hi, Andrew. We see
Andrew,
you.
We see you. See you in court, girl.
Army Hammer when he takes a bite of his date's leg.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.